Just your average everyday trucker, keeping it real. I'm your host, Chris Blodgett, and you're listening to Real Talk Tuesday. Today's topic is going to be kind of a dual topic. Be grateful and appreciative of the small wins along the way to your big goals, and the things you say and how you say them, especially to those that you're closest with, makes all the difference. This is episode 85. Welcome back, guys. Appreciate you being here. So, the inspiration for the dual topic kind of comes from a little situation with a friend. One of those situations where, you try to be supportive and, you try to be there for them. And then they talk to you a certain way, and it's like, wow, really? Okay. So, to start with the beginning, the starting topic, be grateful and appreciative of the little milestones, the little wins along the way to your big goal, or your big goals, rather, plural. Because I'm sure I'm sure we all have more than one goal, one big dream that we want to get achieved. But let's say you have a dream about, getting away from somebody in your life that might have been abusive, and then, completely relocating, getting with somebody else that was a lot better, maybe having a family with that person, and getting a like your own place to live, and working on like financial future and all that stuff. Let's say those are like the gist of some goals you got. And let's say you got away from the abusive relationship, and then you were able to get to the same state, the same location to actually move close to or move in with somebody else that you really care about, that's actually a lot better person, not going to be abusive with you and stuff. And then you guys get your own place, so like, things are moving along, right? Got making some progress at achieving those small goals and whatever, but then, you're still like, I'm just trying to be patient. Stop trying to be, I'm just trying to wait. I know that there's a reason for everything. There's like, he has a plan, all that stuff, And don't get me wrong, like, I'm a Christian too. Like, those of you that have seen my, if you're connected with me on my YouTube or my TikTok, you guys have seen I'm always wearing a cross, But before doing my current job, I would always go, like, I would literally attend church every weekend. But of course, like with my current job, a lot of times I get back home Sunday morning at like 4 or 5 in the morning, or sometimes later. I ain't gonna be getting up in a couple hours to go to church at 11. It's not gonna happen. So, do my best out here, pray, listen to worship music, just try to be as positive, and whatever as I can during the week, Try to do my best, But let's say that, you accomplish all that, and you still have a couple goals. Like, you obviously still want to start a family, you still want to get a house, but you got an apartment, to start out with, But the goal is to eventually have a house, have a family, all that, and other stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, but I'm just, very, like, I'm just trying to be patient, and and then speaking in other ways that make it sound like you're actually being negative, like you're talking down about, like, man, I just can't wait till, and then you get, so then that's when others like myself come in and be like, so what's the problem? Like, why are you down or whatever? I'm just trying to be patient, whatever. Like, okay, but you're not in that abusive relationship anymore. You are in a better place physically, because you actually, say you got your own place, you're actually with somebody that you really care about, that treats you better, stuff like that. It's like, why do you feel bad? Like, why? That's right. When you want everything all at once, and so you try to point out, hey, like, it's not like, I understand you have all these goals, but that can't all happen all at once. Like, you're not gonna leave an abusive relationship, move in with somebody else, have a family, and all that, all at the same time. It's gonna take time. Like, usually it's like one milestone, and then you achieve another milestone. It's just how it happens. It's like me with this podcast. Like, if you were to ask me like 6 months ago, I would have told you that I really wasn't sure if this podcast was ever gonna like take off. It still hasn't fully taken off, but it is. I can tell just by the numbers. When I see the downloads or whatever, I can tell that I have some regular listeners, which I really appreciate you guys. And again, like, I'm gonna throw it out there, like, kind of doing this little interruption, but like, if you guys ever have any suggestions for topics you want to discuss, like a topic for Real Talk Tuesday you want me to cover, or if you have an idea for a story you want me to come see what I can come up with. Since it's all freestyle for me right now, I'm just coming up with it off the top of my head. Drop me a line, logicshowpodcast@gmail.com. But I'm always, it's one of those things where you're always pointing out to those closest to you that are having that, or if you have a friend like that, and you're like, why so down? Like, why, like, things are good, like, things are a lot better. It's like, I know, I'm trying to be patient, trying to wait. I know everything happens in God's time, and I'm like, yeah, but you're not, like, you're not thinking about the positive in your life. You're just focused on the things you don't have. So I guess that's the real takeaway from that, or the real lesson with that right there, is we can't focus on, like, yeah, we have things that we want, dreams that we want to achieve, goals that we want to accomplish in life. And as long as we keep, I'm always saying, we only fail if we quit and give up and walk away. So if we keep pushing forward, there's one of my catchphrases, one of my sayings again. We keep pushing forward, we keep believing, then eventually we're gonna get where we want to go. But if we quit and we give up because we just lose hope, then yeah, it's never gonna happen. And it's not anyone's fault but our own, because we gave up and walked away. So in order to actually, like, get where you want to go, you can't pull over and park it and then just start, just get depressed and get miserable and talk about how you're never going to be able to get there. Well, yeah, you stopped. Get up, get back up, and keep going. So we gotta celebrate the little things along the way. Like for instance, let's say your dream is to get a job with a certain company because that's where you've always wanted to work. And let's say you've applied there a couple times, but they haven't hired you, whatever. But that's your dream. You want to work at that job, and you eventually want to be like upper management, like a supervisor at that job. and eventually gonna like, you know, be one of the executives, become salary, whatever, you know, and you finally do get hired there after, let's say you worked there for 2 years, and you know, you're like, maybe you've got some pay raises, but you haven't really gotten any bumps as far as like get promoted. You can't just stop going to work because you think, well, I'm never going to get promoted. Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at it like that and you walk away from it, then yeah, it's one of those, what do they call that? Self-fulfilling prophecy, where basically you decided that it wasn't going to happen, and so you walked away from it, and then later, the rest of your life, you're just like, yeah, well, I tried, I just couldn't do it, you know. Well, you could have done it. You know, it's not that you couldn't do it; it's that you decided to quit pursuing it. And so it's not your supervisor's fault, your boss's fault, or you know, the company's fault, or anything like that. It's basically our own fault because we have control. We're the ones in control of our lives. I mean, granted, we could, you know, there are times it could be at a company and be there for a while and never get bumped up, never get moved up the chain. It's like, for instance, my wife, for example, you know, she's been working for this same restaurant in Nashville for the past, I think, 4 years now. Sorry, I had a yawn in the middle of the mid-sentence there. That woo. But she's gotten a bump in pay, but she's been trying to like push for her boss because she's literally the pastry chef at that restaurant. Good food. If you ever come into town and stuff, you know, Mockingbird restaurant. It's it's a good place to eat. So she's been pushing for her boss to kind of like bump her up, make her give her a little bit of more of a title, because of some of the things that she does is technically management type stuff, you know. So, but it's always, well, I'll put a pin in it. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk next week. Started passing a way station that the driveways on the truck computer said pull in unless closed, and it never, the sign as I was passing the electronic sign on the road, it never flashed saying way station open, so I assume they're closed. And as we go by and stuff, I'm not seeing any I don't see any actual like DOT vehicles there, so I guess they just didn't have the sign working. Usually if it's closed, it's like bypass. Okay, cool. I was watching going, am I gonna get in trouble for driving past the scale because I didn't get alerted that I was supposed to go in? I was like, nope, they're closed. All right. So, you know, so let's say you work at well, so to cover a little bit, since it's got a little sidetrack there. You know, with the wife and her boss, you know, she's got some pay raises. She thinks she was like $14 an hour when she started, and then she's after 4 years, I think she's up to like 20 something, probably like 20, I think now, somewhere around there. So she's gotten pay bumps, but you know, she wants to basically contribute more to the company and actually get on like more of a salary role where she'll actually make more. You know, she'll do more, but she'll be able to make more and actually, you know. So, but it's always, well, you just put a pin in it, we'll talk next week, whatever. So she always feels like she's kind of at a glass ceiling, like she can't get any higher in the company, whatever. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I got my Google Maps popped up saying, yeah, there's a speed trap ahead. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, good to know. I'm like, I'm going the speed limit, so I'm good. But you know, but every little pay raise she got, you know, that, or little, if she got bonuses or whatever, you know, that we celebrated. You know, we're like, went out to dinner to celebrate, whatever. Celebrate the little wins, you know. Like anytime when I made a job change, because I'm all about moving forward and never backwards. So like, if you're gonna leave a job, don't leave a job and take a job, or you know, take another job that pays less or has worse benefits or whatever. You won't. If you're gonna make a change for the better. Like, leave your current carrier if you're a trucker like me. You know, only leave your current carrier if you're going somewhere where you're gonna get paid more. I think there's a speed trap ahead. It's like said it like 2 or 3 times now. I'm like, okay, I think there's a speed trap. So always got to make things better and not make a change where things are worse. You know, like you don't want to go. Like my wife would, you know, leave her job making $20 an hour, and then take a job paying 15 or 17 or something, because that'd be you know, less money. You know, so at the very least, if you leave a job for another job, you can say that it's just a better job. You know, it's like maybe the benefits better, maybe it's an easier workload. If it at least pays the same as what you're currently making, then you still move forward because you went to a job that you can be happier in. Even though it pays the same, you didn't go backwards, you know? And then any little advances that you make, you go to a job that you think you're gonna be happier in, and you get a pay raise at your current job, celebrate it. Watch dinner, you know, go out with a friend or loved one and have a few drinks, you know, and literally like do a toast, you know. It's like we gotta celebrate those little wins, you know. So the other part of since we're approaching 15 minutes, so I'll try not to make this Real Talk Tuesday too terribly long for you guys. Make it like moderate length, you know, maybe like half an hour. I'll do my best anyway. But the other part of this, the cops are at Forsyth here in Georgia today. Oof. That's like 3 cars pulled over right there, you know. Like, people aren't following the laws, I guess, until they get pulled over. But so the other part of the topic, the what you say and how you say it, especially to those that you're closest with, makes all the difference. This was kind of inspired by a little interaction with, you know, someone who's a good friend, but I kind of, you know, it's one of those, if you have like somebody, let's say that you guys talk a lot of days, but then like every so often you go like half the day or, you know, almost an entire day, and neither of you say anything to each other. And so it's kind of from a situation earlier with one of my really close friends, you know, that had talked to, like, you know, the Storytime Friday episode had just posted yesterday. And I know she's all about the stories. Oh my god, I love them, they're so great. All right, cool, I'm glad you like them. But I was like, hey, the story posted. She goes, yeah, I'm really tired. I'll probably listen to it tomorrow. All right, cool. You know, I hadn't heard from her all day. And literally messaged her like when I left the Marietta, Georgia FedEx hub to head back to Nashville. You know, just that messaged her when I got in there, or yeah, right when I got in there, I was like, chirp, chirp, you know, because, you know, it was quiet all day, you know, kind of giving her crap. And all I got was one very long message back, you know, like, no punctuation, no nothing, just like, hey, been a really long day, I don't feel very good, I'll talk to you, basically, okay, let me start that again. Hey, been a really long day, I don't feel really good, talk tomorrow, sorry. Like, all one sentence, like, literally the same sentence. Like, so I read that going, okay, that's interesting, you know. So, you know, and at first, you know, because usually if it's like somebody who's not a friend and they, you know, we're like, they're talking whatever, and I'm sorry, whatever, man, talk to you, I'm sorry. Like, okay, whatever, fuck you too. So I was like, well, maybe we'll talk tomorrow. But then I sent her a clip, like, you know, I was like, I don't know I was like, I'll be honest, it was kind of a dick move. You know, just the way you said that, you know, because it could be, hey, I'm not feeling very good, can we talk tomorrow? Sure, all right, no problem. You know, when you're good friends with somebody, it's like, you know, be respectful and actually talk to them like a human being. That, hey, really long day, not feeling very good, talk to you tomorrow, sorry. Okay, all right. So I came back and said, you know, I was like, I'm going to take a break on Messenger from you right now, because, like, I really don't appreciate how you kind of said that. Like, that's kind of like, you know, I was just saying, hey, how's it going? Been all day, and you're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. One long sentence, you know, I'm like, maybe you didn't mean it the way that it sounded, but this is how it came across to me, and, you know, I'm not going to worry about messaging you tomorrow. I'm going to give you a couple days, so I put her on restrict on Messenger, because I was like, I don't want to hear from you for a couple days, just whatever's going on, get it together, you know, because I was like, obviously I'm here for you, but then you kind of just, I don't even think I would refer to it as blew me off. you know, but just kind of shut me down pretty quick. Because they're blowing you off, like, hey, I'll talk to you later. Okay, no problem. And then there's basically like, you know, her long sentence. It's like, okay, you know, like if, you know, you don't want to talk to the, hey, I can't talk, I don't really feel up to talking tonight. I'm just, you know. And again, maybe it's punctuation for her. I don't know. You know, but that's literally, it's like been a pretty big deal on her end, I guess, where, you know, she's a very smart individual, you know, but when she types, I guess it's all one paragraph or whatever. It's like, I've kind of given her crap about it before, just a little bit, like, so I was like, so have you ever thought about like going to go, like maybe pursue, you know, furthering your education or whatever? I was curious. She's like, why? I'm like, well, I mean, you know, thinking like, I gave her crap. I'm just giving you a hard time, but you know, maybe some English classes, you know, because I know when you like, sometimes it's hard to know what you're trying to say because you have like 2 paragraphs all together, and it's like, well, no, I just don't speak formal. You know, like, what do you mean? Say, well, you know, I don't worry about punctuation and stuff when I'm talking online. It's like, doesn't matter. Kind of matters because then people, you know, if you're talking to somebody online, they might judge you based on how you're coming across, and if you're writing an entire paragraph, it's all one sentence, they might think this person's not very bright. And I know that's not the case with her. She's very bright, so it's like, so maybe there's an issue with maybe that was the case, you know, with her message tonight. But I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a break. You know, maybe we'll put a pin in it right now. Maybe we'll come back to this in a couple days. You know, see where we are. But I was like, for me, it was one of those. We gotta take, like, we gotta love and respect ourselves first. You know, and know that we're worth. You know, we gotta know what we're worth. You know, we're worth being treated appropriately and actually being respected and stuff. I know respect isn't necessarily a right, that it's, you know, it's something that you have to like, I wouldn't say you have to earn it, but you know, like, people don't just, obviously they're not entitled to respect, you know. Like, if somebody comes up and talks to me like a complete dick or whatever, I'm not gonna be a dick back. I might just turn and walk away because I'm not gonna, you know. Hey, what do you know? We're getting up here towards the. We're gonna connect to 24, heading into Tennessee. Good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, it was one of those situations where, you know, the way she said it, I was kind of like, and she didn't even. It wasn't even a question. She didn't leave it open. Like, it was just, she sent that to me and then she disappeared. So I said, all right, then I'm gonna put a pin in this. I'm gonna restrict this account right now, and maybe we'll talk in a couple days. But I'm not gonna even bother to try to message you for a couple days at least, because I'm figuring maybe, you know, give her a couple days to really, you know, to just calm down on whatever's going on and think about, you know, just think about what she said, you know, because it's like, I wasn't trying to be mean, but I thought, you know what, I kind of felt like the way you talked to me was not cool. So I was like, you know what, I didn't want to block her because, of course, like I said, we're close friends, but the kind of, you know, stuff like that, she's kind of done it before too. Hey, welcome to Tennessee. And so that's one of those things. That's part of where the second topic came into, you know, the inspiration for that came into play. Is like, you know, if let's say you want to talk to somebody tomorrow because you just don't feel up to it, all right, cool. Then actually, like, be respectful about it. Like, be, you know, love and respect. You know, like, don't just one little paragraph. Like, you know, sorry, it's been a long day. I just don't feel good. We'll talk tomorrow. Sorry. Okay. You know, it's like, so just because you throw sorry after, it's like you throw sorry on the end of like a little 2-sentence statement or whatever, that's gonna make it okay, right? You know, it's like, no, it doesn't. So it's like, and I'm like, you know what? I basically in the clip when I told her, like, look, I'm gonna put a pin in this. We can talk later, or we can talk in a couple days possibly. But I'm gonna, you know, basically we're gonna take a break from Messenger with you. And, you know, I said, I hope that hope that you figure whatever out, or figure out whatever is going on with you. And I was basically told her, it's like, I'm already dealing with enough on my end. I don't need drama and negativity dragging me down. When I'm basically just reaching out to a friend saying, hey, I haven't heard from you all day. Are you okay? It's like, okay, never mind. So how you say things, or the words we say and how we say them, definitely makes a difference. So, fun times, guys, fun times. So, hold on, just checking in here on one of the, I got one of those apps that we can check in on, whatever, like at different places. It used to be called Foursquare, but now it's called Swarm. A lot of truckers use it. I don't know if you guys are on there, but or if you're a trucker and you use that app, because I know the majority of the people I'm connected with on Swarm, pretty much truck drivers were out here like checking in at places we're picking up or delivering at, or checking in at places we go to get food at. Fun times. My buddy Dave up in PA, he I mentioned it. He's like, "Holy crap! I'm like, y'all are still using, like, people are still using that?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "I never stopped." I was like, "There's people that we used to have connected on there that have no longer been on there for a while," but I was like, me and a bunch of others were still on there. Doesn't make as much sense to be on there if you're not like out in different places every day. Like if you're literally just, if you're a non-trucker and all you do is go to work and home and maybe go out to eat somewhere, then you could be on there to check in places. But like my wife and kids, they were on it for a while, then they stopped because obviously they were just checking in at home and school and whatever. Me, it's like I'm checking in at like the Tennessee border, checking in at the FedEx hubs, checking in at truck stops I stop at to get a cappuccino or whatever. So fun times. But so trying to think what else, it's weird to be, 25 minutes in, and I'm like, I think this might actually be one of the shortest episodes I've done, because I'm trying to think, like, I don't know what else to cover. Those two topics pretty much. I mean, to reiterate, I guess, in closing, the milestones, the little wins, gotta celebrate them, be grateful for them, not let the fact that we're not to where we want to be ultimately at the end drag us down from where we are currently. So if you're not at that big paying promotion yet, but you're at that, you've actually gotten hired at the company you want to work for, and you've gotten some raises, awesome. Hell yeah. Be grateful for that. Be stoked. Like, celebrate those. Go out to drink with friends and be like, oh man, like from a couple years back, like hell, like for me, like I'll use myself as an example for like small wins or whatever. Like, 3 or 4 years back, I don't know how long I've had my Ram now. I had it for 3 or 4 years. So I'm gonna be paying it off this year. It's one of those. I pay like $250. Well, it was like $200 every week. I bumped it up because I'm trying to pay it down quicker. But it was $200 every week, and it was like about a 4-year, 4.5-year note. It was like almost $40,000. Pickup trucks are freaking expensive. But they have the car note is actually higher because that way that you build equity quicker is what they told me when they said, hey, so like your bi-weekly payment is like $800 or $400 every 2 weeks, and we have those high payments, so that way you build equity faster or whatever. So when you pay it off, you actually your vehicle is still worth quite a bit. I'm like, oh, cool, all right. I mean, that makes sense. That's when I was like, well, can I pay like $200 every Friday, so that way I break it down to weekly instead of every 2 weeks? No, yeah, it's fine. You can do that. So auto pay every Friday, And I've since, because I've missed a payment here or there where my card wasn't unlocked for some reason. Like I didn't unlock it or forgot to unlock it mid-time. And so I've had to go on there and be like, instead of making that extra payment, I'm like, can I bump my payment up and just that way I can pay the balance, that past due balance down with the actual payment? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. So paying a little bit extra my weekly payment and stuff. But the thing is, like, I don't think I've ever had an actual a really good vehicle that the car loan was really high when I got it, and that I've actually been when I look at my payoff amount. Sorry if you heard a little thump there. I actually was adjusting the headset and I hit the microphone, so if you heard a whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. That was an accident. But I don't think when I look at my payoff amount, it shows me $6,000 left to pay off, and I'm like, damn. For when I started, it was $40K, 39 something with taxes and fees or whatever, and I was looking at that for the past 3 or 4 years, going, for a while I felt like, man, this is not really coming down that fast. And then of course now we're down to $6,000. I'm like, cool. I actually feel like we're making some progress here. What do you know? So really stoked about that. Looking forward to that being paid off. And then once that's paid off, I'll be paying extra towards my wife's car to get that one paid off. It's basically working. That's all about moving forward, trying to get one thing paid off, get another thing paid off. With those payoffs, and then of course get our credit up there, and eventually get us out of this apartment into a house. Do I look at it all and be depressed because I don't have everything paid off in a house right this second, all at the same time? No, I know that's not realistic. I know that unless I had a massive amount of money to apply to everything, then yeah, sure, let's say somebody wins the lottery, they have $50,000 in debt, whatever, they have some accounts they got to pay off, some vehicles or whatever they got to pay off, and they win the lottery, then yeah, they could pay off their debt, pay off their cars, go buy a house with cash, whatever, and get everything all at once. You literally can do that in that situation, but the majority of us, sadly, that's not the case. Most of us would probably not win the lottery. I know I've won a lot of small jumps, with the Powerball and Mega Millions. I've won a lot of small stuff, but I've never, I still play, And for anyone out there, if you guys, because I have this online account I have an account with, where it's it's called Lottery Defeater. I don't know if you can still create an account with them, but I know I have an account with them. It's one of those where you can select which drawing and which state you want to do, and it'll actually generate random numbers for you. Because it has all the numbers for the past 30 years, so it'll generate the numbers that are more likely to be drawn. And so I've used that system for a few months. I haven't done it for a few months mainly because of budget-wise, but I did use that system for a couple months. I was just doing between all the different tickets, I was probably doing 20 on Mega Millions, 20 on Powerball each week, and I was doing other random tickets. So I was doing the number generator with those tickets, and I had quite a few weeks where I would put in the 20 here and 20 there on each of those drawings, and I had a couple of them where I won got $10 back. A couple of them I actually got my full 20. I won $20 on my $20 ticket, so I went right back in and got the next round of tickets with what I won. I was like, that's cool. But I haven't done it in a minute, but I still have that site, which I could probably actually probably look it up. If you look up lotterdefeater.com, or if you can't find it, just send me a message on through email, blogshowpodcast@gmail.com, and I will reply and send you that. I'll pull it up on my browser and go ahead and copy and paste and send it to you, so that way you guys can check it out too. I had to pay to do it. I think I paid I think it was a $97 membership or whatever, or $60 or something. I don't know. It's a one-time thing, but then I've used that thing to try to generate numbers. Never won anything like jackpots, but hey, But again, anytime I won, I was woo, celebrating, put that whatever cash I won. If I didn't use it to buy the next tickets, I was putting that cash right in the bank, and basically trying to do what I, try to be smart about it, be good with my money, all that fun stuff. But so got a little off track there, so I apologize. But just we gotta be grateful for the little things that happen. Be content with the journey. Like, what they say, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So if you want to get to that end result, that's fine. Just keep working at it. It's like me with the working at this podcast, working the online business, and just continue. Like I always say, daily action steps. Just do what you gotta do, even when you don't feel like it. Get up, and show up, and do what you gotta do, and celebrate the little wins. So, and then of course, like what you say and how you say it, I think that's a given right there. It's pretty goes without saying too much there, but if you need a break from somebody, or if you need not a break, but if you need like let's say you're having a bad day and you don't feel like talking, then just be careful how you talk to the people closest to you, because they might be checking on you because they care about you. And then you say something like that, and it's like, all right, well then I'm gonna take a break. You guys, you can have a good day, and we'll talk to you later. One of those we are worth more. We deserve to be. We deserve to be talked to with respect. Especially if it's a friend, that knows better. They talk to you like that. It's like, all right, I'm gonna give you a break. We'll talk to you. We'll touch base again in a couple days. So, I had that thought, like, I ain't gonna put up with that crap. I was like, yeah, we're good friends, but you kind of just pissed me off because of the way you talk to me. So, hey, all right. I hope you figure stuff out, and maybe we'll talk in a couple days. I may choose not to pull her account off restriction and just leave her there for a while, and be like, look, like, I've always been here for you. She always expressed how, like, that she probably wouldn't. Well, I mean, and I've always argued with about it. Oh, you're I wouldn't be where I am today without your support and all that. And I'm like, oh, you probably get there eventually. I was always telling her when she was in that situation over there in Australia, just things are gonna happen. Just pray on it, just believe, and basically one of my suggestions to her, because of obviously one of her routines is praying every day and stuff. Multiple times a day. As I was like, when you pray, just pray out of gratitude, even if it's stuff that hasn't happened yet. Like, thank you for that amazing house that I'm gonna own in the near future. Thank you for that amazing job, my dream job. Thank you for being married to someone awesome in the next year or two, whatever. Thank you for being able to have a family with that person. And so that's the kind of stuff I was telling her. So it's like, she has all these praises for me about like, oh man, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I'm like, yeah, but then you talk to me like this. It's like, so then I was like, you know what? Let's take a break. Especially because if you say that to me and then you just disappear, like there's no leaving, us being able to me to respond, and you just say, oh, I'm so sorry I said it. No, you just say that and just disappear. All right, then then I'm gonna mute this conversation, and you can deal without me for a little bit, So just know, guys, if you have people in your life, I guess the main point for that is just, you deserve to be talked to, with love and respect by those that are closest to you. And, if they're having an issue and they take it out of you like that, even though you're trying to support them, it's like, all right, so just step away and let them deal with their stuff. Because it's like, all right, we don't need the drama and this negativity, just, I wish you the best, I'm not saying that my friendship with her is over, but I know they've said, and I know there's been a saying that you guys have probably heard, where not everybody comes into your life permanently. Like, some people come into your life for a season, and then then they're gone out, and then of course then they're no longer a part of your life after a while. So it's like, it's like, and if that's what happens, that's what happens. It's not a big deal, So anyway, on that note, guys, I think I'll go ahead, because I know I rambled a little bit to kind of let this episode, not be too terribly short stuff. Sorry, I'm looking at the. It's a Circle K. Okay, I was like looking at what truck stop is that? Oh, okay. Hey, was that a Pilot? You know, I'm debating and trying to see if I can find a Love's out here. See if I can pull over and get my good old cappuccino. You know. But so to close this episode out for you guys, as always, any questions, suggestions, you know, for like topics for Real Talk Tuesday, any ideas for Storytime Friday, just anything really, if you just want to reach out, you know, blodgetshowpodcast@gmail.com. And anybody if anybody wants to support the show, easiest ways to like and follow and tell your friends. That way, it's the easiest way for the podcast to grow. But if anybody wants to support financially, go to blodgetshow.com/support, or if you go to blodgetshow.com and you click on the little drop-down menu on the right-hand side, you'll see the support option. It'll take you to the Patreon site where you can do a one-time contribution or a monthly contribution for as low as $1 per month. And as always, thank you so much in advance. It's very much appreciated. Also, like I mentioned in the previous episodes with the extra side gig I'm doing, since technically, you know, in the past I always joked around about that I had a hashtag double grind, mainly because I was doing the trucking grind and then doing, you know, whatever I was trying to do online. I guess technically it's triple grind now, because it's doing the trucking grind, it's doing the podcast, as well as building this side hustle, the online business I'm working on with the Legacy Builder program. Anybody that wants to check that out, the information is free. Don't have to pay anything to gain access or whatever. Basically, you just go to blodgetshow.com/freedom, and it'll take you right to my my page, where you put your name and email address in there, and you'll get an email from me with some information, as well as the next page will automatically take you to a video. It's like a couple minutes long, and then after that page will take you to the actual the main page, where you can actually see the digital products that, you know, for the programs and whatnot. Pretty cool stuff, you know, for anybody who wants to, especially beginners, if you want to learn how to, you know, follow a step-by-step training and learn how to actually be able to start earning money online and stuff. But, you know, it's one of those, like I said, the information is free and whatnot, so if you want to just, you know, see what it's all about, go to blodgetshow.com/freedom, put your information in there, and, you know, any questions you have, feel free to respond to my email and let me know, and I'll get back to you. But on that note, guys, I appreciate y'all being here tonight. As always, keep pushing forward, keep believing, keep being positive. Believe you can, believe you will, and you're already halfway there. And then you just have to go out there and do it. And to kind of go with this, you know, with these topics tonight, just remember that we're all worth a lot more, and we deserve the very best. So, like, if you have anybody in your life, no matter how close they are to you, whatever, they talk to you like crap, or they don't. There's a saying that I believe somebody gave. I don't know if it was. I don't remember if it was a friend that gave you this saying, but I heard this a while back that basically said, don't treat people like a priority when they treat you like an option. You know, like when you prioritize like being in someone's life, but then they can easily just like, oh, no, I'll just talk to you later. I'll just talk to you next week. Kind of like with that friend that I told you about that referred to as D. That was kind of the issue there. Like, I was there, and she was basically just saying, oh, yeah, we'll talk sometime. Okay, I said, you know what? Don't even bother. I was like, I'm not going to be here when you need me, but, you know, ain't worth it, you know? Like, we deserve more. So, anyway, guys, I appreciate you being here, and I look forward to talking to you guys on episode 86, which will be the next round of Freestyle Storytime Friday. For those of you who are new to the podcast, freestyle basically means that I'm coming up with it on the fly, whereas I'm also a writer. So when I started doing the Storytime Friday episodes, I would try to find time on my days off to sit down and write. But lately, especially with working on the Legacy Biz or whatever, been finding it difficult to find time to actually get on the computer to do much. So I tried to basically just hit record and I come up with a story for you guys, and so it's so far so good, but I hope you guys are enjoying them. But anyway, on that note, I will let you guys go, and I will see you again on the next Storytime Friday episode. Have a good one, guys.